Welcome to your weekend focus for November the 13th, the 14th, and the 15th, 2015. My name is Tilly, and this is Tarot with Tilly. And before we begin, let me take a moment to thank you for all the support that you send my way each and every day. Thank you so much. Now, we start with the Page of Cups. So first of all, with the Page of Cups, it's a very young energy. Cups is about love and passion and beauty. So if there is any opportunity to laugh, to find joy with other people, to sing, to dance, to express your inner child, to just enjoy life and go with the flow. Sometimes we get so serious about our path forward that we forget about the now. We forget about the laughter of today, the joy that can be had in the moment. And so this card standing here first symbolizes that we really need to pay attention to enjoying ourselves, laughing, finding joy in others. The middle card is the Sun. And the first thing I thought when I saw this is how his hand, or our hand, is outstretched to the planet or to the universe, to God. So this is a beautiful weekend to reach out to God, your angels, your spirit guides, the universe, and ask for their support, their help, to bring in balance. And I think when we do that, and we put a little bit more faith in something bigger than ourselves, things start to work a lot better. Things start to come together a lot easier for ourselves when we go with the flow, when we take ourselves out of the equation. And then we have the Wheel. So now the Wheel is closing doors behind us so that new doors can open. So now remember that the north and south nodes have just moved into a very healing energy for ourselves. So this is a beautiful weekend. I mean, when you are asking for that support, when you're asking for that help, when you're asking for that guidance, I think it comes easier to us to face our fears. What frightens us? What scares us? What immobilizes us? What makes us so unsure of ourselves? Our gifts, our talents. And I think we can go a little bit into our past this weekend and understand what the trigger is. Because there's different triggers for each and every one of us. It could just be somebody with a loud, domineering voice that gets us to just clam right up. And when we're not in the presence of that person, we can be lively and intuitive and smart and intelligent and share our wealth of knowledge and our stories. And then you hear that one strong voice, and it just... So when you get in a position this weekend and you feel that fear, you feel the unsureness, ask yourself the why question. Why am I feeling that way? What triggered that emotion? Because really that is what it's showing up to teach us. And we really need to pay attention to what is triggering our reactions. Because then we gain the understanding. Then we gain the knowledge. Then we can see how we can move past it. Or realize that we were putting our fear in a misguided direction. Or our fear was putting us in a misguided direction, I should say. We have 50. Resolution. I think it's more of an inward weekend. And I think we get those aha moments. We get those epiphanies. We get this understanding of moving forward. I think that with the Page of Cups being the first card, that we're more cooperative with each other. We're more willing to listen. We're more willing to help one another. So reach out. Talk about your experience maybe with somebody that you trust, that you care about. You care about their opinion. Because the epiphanies can happen. And I think the epiphanies happen, well, yes, when you meditate and when you pray, but I think more out of the joy of going with the flow and experiencing the moment this weekend, of allowing the happiness in. That's when the messages come. That's when the aha moments come. Let's get the angels going because it is the weekend. So with the sun in the middle, it's all about us. It's all about our dreams, our wants, our desires, our path forward, how we go forward on our path. What's the next step? What's the end goal? And the wheel is another very strong card. And that is asking us to close those doors behind us so that the new doors can open for us, that we're not taking a bunch of old baggage onto a new path with us, that we at least understand why we hold ourselves back, why we become unsure of ourselves, why we lose a faith or a belief in ourselves. It could have just been that teacher saying, you can't get anything right, can you? You can't dance, you can't sing, you can't draw, you can't play basketball, you'll never amount to anything, you can't write. It could have just been another kid in the playground poking fun at you one day so that they felt better about themselves. But you took it to heart. Remember, Chiron is still very much in the picture. And that is the wounded healer. And it usually goes back to something when you were small. It's a sentence that we hung on to, an action, a situation. And when we look back at it now, with 20, 30, 40, 50 years on it, we realize that we've really put a lot of value into nothing. And we can sing, we can dance, we can act, we will be something. We have the Eight of Michael. You can be free. Make a courageous choice to change your situation. You're not seeing things clearly. So exactly, looking back will give you the clarity, will give you the understanding, will give you the aha moment that you need in order to go forward. Make a courageous choice to change your situation, because change is scary on its own. We don't need anything else factoring in to realize that change alone is scary. And that alone could hold us back, could not want us to go forward. And it's instinctual. It's to protect ourselves that we think that way. But once we think about it and think it through, that's when the understanding comes in. Then the fear melts away. The instinct evaporates, it dissipates. It is no more. And you can move forward. So you can be free. You can move into the life you want. The Ten of Gabriel. Ask your angel for helpful people to lighten your load. Working too many hours, trying too hard to please others. So that could actually be another part of the wheel. Okay? Sometimes closing those doors is giving up obligations and responsibilities that you've taken on that shouldn't have been yours in the first place. Or somebody else can deal with it so that you have free time or spare time or more time to pursue what you want in life. Ask your angels for helpful people. And I mentioned, it might be just talking it out with a friend that gives you that insight, that gives you that inspiration, that understanding. We have the Queen of Ariel. Nurture yourself and those you love. The ability to make anything more beautiful. Practical and wise advice. We do have the ability to make anything more beautiful. And this weekend, starting with the Page of Cups, this is a time to bring joy into your life, bring happiness into your life, bring laughter into your life. Go dancing, go, singing, sing to yourself, put on the radio and start dancing. Go with the flow, but raise your vibration. And when you can bring other people into it, that just brings more joy and more happiness. And it allows you understandings that it's not all hard, that it can be smiles and giggles and laughter too. That we can't get too wrapped up into the seriousness of our situation at all times, because that just lowers your vibration. That just pulls you down. So, and we have the moon in Sag. So, optimism, rolling with the punches, high thinking, enjoying life. The King of Ariel. Your plans are working out very well. Professional and financial success, using resources wisely. So think before those purchases. Think before you give away your energy or your money or your time. Those are all resources of yours, and you need to use them wisely right now. You are going in the right direction. I know sometimes it feels like you're going backwards. Sometimes it feels like you're stuck. But in essence, you really truly are moving forward. And I'm getting this feeling to cut the cards for the last one. So I never argue. 35 years of doing this, I never argue. And we got leap of faith. Believe in yourself, listen to your heart, and do what gives you joy. So once again, we have the joy. Do what gives you joy. Believe in yourself. Absolutely. You really have to raise that belief in yourself right now. And a lot of it is old tape recordings playing over and over in your head of something that somebody said years ago to you. And even though you are not conscious of it being played anymore in your head, it is still being played in your head. And I think it's through friendships, it's through joy, it's through enjoying yourself that you are going to come to some realizations this weekend. So go with the flow, have some fun, experience joy, laughter, happiness. And I think that's when your vibration raises this weekend. That's when your light raises this weekend. And you can tap into knowing something that was in front of you all along. So until we meet again, remember, I do love you.